think we have to talk briefly about names that are being brought out from the Epstein materials that the House Oversight Committee has found. And we have to talk about what's going on with the 100% tariff on pharmaceuticals. But first, I learned about a clause of the Constitution this morning, and I want to share that information because it's important. This is Article 3, Section 2, Clause 2, and it really defines the role of the Supreme Court in the United States grand scheme of things, and it's not what it is now. Congress has oversight on the Supreme Court in most cases. Article 3, Section 2, Clause 2 is the exceptions clause of the Constitution. Congress is supposed to set the docket of the Supreme Court and actually does hold sway over most of what the Supreme Court does, not everything. There is no reason why we should be letting the Supreme Court create this regime on the legal side of things. And I have to wonder if Chief Justice John Roberts, I mean, I'm kind of joking, but I'm kind of not, is he going to be on the Epstein list as these names continue to surface? So about that, Robert Garcia's Oversight Committee in the House now has the signatures that they need to press forward with getting the rest of the Epstein files and releasing the names. That's one of the reasons the government shutdown's about to happen. They don't want that. They're terrified. But we do know that, like, Elon Musk is one of the people that surfaced. We know that Steve Bannon, one of Trump's primary advisors, has surfaced. And, of course, Prince Andrew, that's been well publicized. We're going to learn more names. We're going to be able to hold some accountability for the people who victimized these young girls, these children who were being sexually trafficked. But finally, a thought on this 100% tariff on pharmaceuticals. Most of our pharmaceuticals are made in China, which seems to me to be a huge security risk because most Americans want to take some drug, which is why that's what all the commercials are, some drug, because we don't want to diet or exercise, so we'll take some chemical I don't know, it doesn't make sense to me, but everybody does it, I guess. So we don't want China to make our pharmaceuticals. We want them to be made here. But one of the reasons they're not made here is because the best research facilities are in China, and this is going to be exacerbated by the fact that the federal government is no longer funding medical research in this country. The best and brightest are no longer going to come here. They're going to go to China. So on one side, you're saying, let's make everything here, and that it makes total sense. Let's make our own drugs, please. If you have to take them, I'd rather just get off them. If you have questions, I know way more about that than I probably should. But if we're going to make them here, you have to fund the research here. You have to develop those scientific facilities here. To do that, you can't defund them, in other words, get rid of them, while also saying we're going to put 100% tariffs. All you're going to do is make healthcare more expensive in this country, and that has been one of the singular side effects of all this stuff that's about to go into effect from the big, beautiful billionaire buffet. A lot of stuff going on. We're still waiting to find out for sure why all the admirals, over 800 admirals and generals, have been recalled to Quantico. We suspect it is for a loyalty test. Are you loyal to the Constitution, as your oath says, or will you be loyal to the Trump regime, the Heritage Foundation, and Stephen Miller, who are running this show? I should say shit show. My name's Bill. I'm a college professor in Dallas, Texas. Thanks for watching. Please share this with a friend, and I hope you have a great weekend.